Welcome back. In this chapter, we will learn about the non-competitive markets, including monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. First, we learn about monopoly market. In this chapter, we study the markets dominated by one big firm. We call such a market monopoly. There are 5 sections in this chapter. In section 1, we will explain what a monopoly is, how it arises. In section 2, we explain how a single price monopoly determines its output and the price. In section 3, we compare the performance and the efficiency of the single price monopoly and the competition. Section 4 explains how monopoly sets multiplier prices. In section 5, we explain how monopoly regulation influences output, price, economic profit, and efficiency. If you own a personal computer and want to buy a copy of Windows, you have little choice but to give Microsoft about $400 that the firm has decided to charge for its product. Microsoft is said to have a monopoly in the market for Windows. A monopoly is a market with a single firm that produces a good and services with no close substitutes, and that is protected by the barrier that prevents other firms from entering that market. Monopoly arises for 2 key reasons. The first one is no close substitutes. A monopoly sells a good or services that has no good substitutes. Tap water and bottled water are close substitutes for drinking. But tap water has no effective substitutes for showering and watering a car. So local public utility that supplies tap water is a monopoly. The second one is a barrier to entry, a constraint that protects firms from potential competitors that is called a barrier to entry. There are 3 types of barrier to entry: natural barrier to entry, ownership barrier to entry, and legal barrier to entry. An industry is a natural monopoly where a single firm that supplies good or service to enter market at a lower cost than could 2 or more firms. Natural barrier to entry creates a natural monopoly when they are reach the economics of scale that enable one firm to supply the enter market at the lowest possible cost. In the natural monopoly, economics of scale are so powerful that they are still being achieved even when the enter market demand is met. In the figure 11.1, the LRAC curve is still sloping downward when it meets the demand curve. Usually, the firms that deliver gas, water, electricity to our homes are examples of natural monopoly. An example of natural monopoly is the distribution of water. Provide the water to distance to a water town. A firm must build a network for pipes throughout the town. If 2 or more firms were to compete in the provision of this service, each firm would have to pay the fixed cost of building network. Thus, the average total cost of water is lowest if a single firm serves the entire market. An ownership barrier of entry occurs if one firm owns a significant portion of key resources. For example, consider the market for water in a small town. If there is only one well in a town, and it is impossible to get water from anywhere else, then the owner of the well has a monopoly on water. Not surprisingly, the monopolist has a much greater market power than any single firm in a competitive market. In the case of the necessary like water, the monopolistic can command quite a high price, even if the marginal cost of the pumping extra gallon is low. A classic example of this type of monopoly occurred during the last century when De Beers controlled up to 19% of the world supply of diamonds. Because its market share is less than 100%. De Beers is not exactly a monopoly, but the company has a none less than exerts a substantial influence over the market price of diamonds. In many cases, monopolies arise because government has given one person or firm an exclusive right to sell some goods and services, which is called legal barrier to entry. The markets with the legal barriers in which the competition and entry are restricted. By granting a public franchise, like the postal service, government license, like a license to practice law or medicine, patent, or copyright. For example, when a company discovers a new drug, it can apply to the government for the patent, which gives the company that exclusive life to manufacture and sell the drug for 20 years. Similarly, when a novelist finishes a book, she can copyright. The copyright is the government guarantee that no one can print and sell the work without the author's permission. The copyright makes the novelist a monopolist in the sale of her novel.